How you doing, Akhi? Who this is, and where you calling from?
Greg calling from Vegas.
Greg from Vegas. Talk to me. How we feeling?
Yeah, I wanted to comment on something that I keep seeing like pop up in the news regular about Mayweather.
Yes, sir. Talk to me.
Buddy McGirt said recently, and so did Bernard Hopkins, that they thought that Pacquiao's career was better than Mayweather's. And I'll say this. I wasn't always a Mayweather fan, but I learned to respect him just by him making all the money he did, taking on all the fights he did, and just his credibility, plus like all he did for the sport, and his style was just out of this world.
Right.
And I don't really understand why all these old heads are saying that Pacquiao's career was better when Pacquiao's been knocked out, and he's still a great fighter. I'm not taking that away from him, but me personally, I would rather have Mayweather's career over Pacquiao's any day, and it's not just because of money.
I agree with you 100%. And I'm going to ask you a couple questions, right? And just answer them honestly. Would you rather be the fighter that never took a L and didn't even get knocked down throughout his career, or the fighter that got knocked out and put to sleep? Which one would you rather be?
I mean, that's an easy question.
Right. So it's like,
first one.
I remember the Manny Pacquiao fight. You know, it was one of the biggest fights of all time, right? And forget wanting to be Mayweather or Pacquiao. The question should be, would you even want to be a Mayweather fan or a Pacquiao fan at the time? Because, man, you know how many times Pacquiao broke his fans' heart? When he lost to Marquez, it was devastating. I'm a Manny Pacquiao fan. And when Marquez...
I was cheering for him that fight too, but when he took that knockout, that was crazy. His wife was crying. His team didn't even know if he was going to wake up.
It was a sad scene. Like, his mom was crying. His wife was crying. Yeah. Man, I almost started crying. I mean, like I said, I was devastated looking at the TV. Like, I was in awe the whole time. For 2 hours, I was just watching the TV. I couldn't believe what I saw. I mean, I didn't think Marquez was going to put him out. I thought if Marquez was going to win, he was going to win by a scorecard, but not by KO, right? Now, who would you rather be? A Pacquiao fan where, you know, you put your money on Pacquiao versus Mayweather, and you could put your house on it and you probably lose your house. You could put whatever on it, and of course, Pacquiao lost on more than one occasion. He got knocked out on more than one occasion. Or would you rather be like Mayweather or his fans, because they always made money? Every time Mayweather fought, I didn't care who he fought. I always put my money on him. I made so much money when he fought Canelo. I made so much money when he fought Pacquiao, and many more. All I'm saying is, it's so common sense, because why would you want to be like the fighter that got put to sleep and broke his fans' heart on more than one occasion? And he had an excuse. Oh, my shoulder, it hurt me or during the fight, or he was running. They were paying you all that money to fight Mayweather in order to beat him and solve the puzzle, not to make an excuse and say, well, I didn't have the missing piece for him moving around. And Floyd Mayweather wasn't even moving around. Like I said, you know, during the fight, everybody was cheering, right? But after the fight, Teddy Atlas talking about, oh, one of the most boring fights of all time. Max Kellerman talking about, it was a boring fight. It left a bad taste in people's mouth. I mean, I didn't feel like that during the fight. It probably from your point of view, your point of view, you probably feel that way, Max or Teddy Atlas, because you wanted Pacquiao to win and you were cheering for Pacquiao. But Pacquiao, he was hitting air all night.
Didn't land one punch. Well, I mean, he landed more than one punch, but not even comparable to what Mayweather landed on him.
It was born on their end because Manny Pacquiao didn't have that many highlights. Floyd Mayweather had plenty of highlights. It was entertaining to us. So like I said, you have to appreciate the sweet science at the end of the day.
And if you would have put money on Mayweather his whole career, you would be doing amazing right now. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know the odds got crazy high after a while, but you'd have a 50-0 record on one fighter.
Right.
You know? Funny.
Yeah.
Because I saw Ellerby at the casino when I first moved to Vegas.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, is Mayweather coming back? This was like last year. And he said, he doesn't have to.
Of course.
And and it was a simple answer, and it explained itself. You know what I'm saying? The man has accomplished everything that was put in front of him. What more does he have to do?
Yeah.
And I don't really understand why Buddy McDirt and Hopkins are even that they'd rather have Pacquiao's career for what?
Because they
embarrassed like that.
I think
not make the proper money. Like,
yeah,
I think Bernard's always been envious. Remember the Shane Mosley fight?
Yeah,
and Kellerman had to get in front of him and whatnot, and Hopkins was screaming at Mayweather, and Mayweather had to tell him, respect me.
Right. Mosley got his shot right after he ducked him during his prime. Yep. Sugar Shane ducked Floyd Mayweather during his prime, but then when Floyd Mayweather became Money Made, then he wanted to disrespect him, and Floyd Mayweather still gave him the opportunity in order to give him that ass whooping, right? But nevertheless, right, it's funny you say that because Hopkins always complained about pay. He always talked about Don King and how he didn't pay him right. He always talked about, he
hated Lucifello.
And his drama back and forth with Larry, as far as, him fighting his mandatories, this and that, right? And he always complained about his pay. That's why you make a great point when you say he envious of Floyd, because you could see he wanted to be like Floyd, because Floyd always got paid what he's supposed to. I'm not going to say more than he's supposed to, because fighters always should maximize whatever they make, because they put their life on the line. Your life is priceless. So nevertheless, Floyd Mayweather made more money than any fighter in the game. Every time he fought, when he was fighting, he will be the Forbes highest paid athlete of all sports. So of course a lot of people are envious of him because he was the highest paid, he was undefeated, and hate it or love it, he fought the best and beat the best. He didn't dodge any opponent. He fought Manny Pacquiao when people were saying he was ducking Pacquiao. He fought Canelo Alvarez. He fought Sugar Shane. He fought Ricky Hatton. He fought Cotto. The list goes on and on and on. People duck Mayweather. Mayweather didn't duck anybody. It was when he became Money Made, he went from I want all the smoke to I'm going to select my smoke.
It was the A side, When you're the A side, you can choose who you fight.
Right, and when you're the A side,
everyone knew he was the cash cow.
He paid his homage. He paid his dues. He fought the best over a decade, and then the second decade, even when he was an old man, he was a grandpa, he was still fighting young stars and youngins like Canelo, Guerrero, Ortiz after his biggest win, and he only fought twice at a catchweight. People don't realize that Floyd Mayweather only fought twice at a catchweight. Meanwhile, if you look at Pacquiao's career, nearly half of his career was at catchweights against fighters coming off knockout losses like Margarito, like Sugar Shane coming off a loss, like Cotto coming off a horrible performance or a bad performance. He fought Ricky Hatton after Floyd Mayweather knocked him out. He fought Oscar De La Hoya after Floyd Mayweather beat him. So he pretty much fought Floyd Mayweather leftovers.
And let's be honest, we don't even know if Pacquiao has been clean his whole career, where Floyd's taken every drug test known to man, and it's been proven.
And he brought it to the table. Yeah. That's a great point you bring, because there was no testing before Floyd Mayweather came. So we didn't even know who was cheating or not, right? And then when Floyd Mayweather came to the game, he brought fighter to the table, and so many fighters got busted. Not just in the sport of boxing, in a lot of sports, such as UFC too. You see so many fighters getting busted for steroids. Even one of the best fighters of all time in the UFC, Jon Jones, got busted 3 times. Now, I'm not throwing shades at anybody, but I'm just saying there was so many fighters that got tested positive for steroids. Tyson Fury, the list goes on and on and on. Dillian White, that's just fighters currently that got tested positive. But I'm talking about in the past, it was so many fighters that got tested positive. But any last thoughts?
And remember, the Pacquiao and Mayweather fight almost didn't happen because Pacquiao didn't want to take Olympic style
right.
drug
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. In 2009, it was a 50-50 split, 50-50 on pay-per-view, on money. Pacquiao was guaranteed $50 million plus the upside. But how crazy is it? They flipped the narrative, HBO did, of Floyd Mayweather ducking Pacquiao. Floyd Mayweather scared of Pacquiao. They were always pointing fingers at Floyd Mayweather. They wanted Floyd Mayweather to fight Pacquiao if he's on something or not.
Yeah, that was all because Larry Merchant, Jim, whatever his last name is, and
Larry,
Kellerman were never fans of him. They hated on him his whole career.
The Decaf's
and
Wizards.
That's why that one fight he called him out. He made Larry look stupid, and Larry's like, "Oh, I was 40 years younger, I would have whipped your ass. You wouldn't have did shit.
If he was 100 years, if he was 100 years younger, he won't do shit. Jokes on him. But man, always great talking to you. Always call in, man. Like I said, it's always a pleasure talking to you. You got great knowledge.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and congratulations on your daughter.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right. Craig from Vegas, always coming in with that knowledge. I mean, I always love people all here. Split Decision episode 44 is over with. Subscribe below. If you're trying to get smarter by the minute, if you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't. And listen to these decaf, aka dumb casual ass fans that don't know ish about boxing. Word to Roger Mayweather. May he rest in peace, inshallah. And like I always say, 3 things that can never ever be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth that I spit on the mic daily. Everything that I say could be proven. Everything that I say is a fact. When the facts are laid out, they trump opinions. When the truth is spoken, the other side is nothing but a lie. So, to all the decafs, I have the decaf's kryptonite, which is the truth. Every time they hear the truth, they act like they can't hear. They act like they don't speak any English. Every time they see the truth right in front of their face, the hard evidence, mountain of evidence, they act like they Stevie Wonders.
I bear witness, there's only one God, Allah, and Muhammad is his final messenger. That's what I said, Larry, on the bungle fight. Thanking you.
They call me the problem, but you could call me the can man, because anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.